Hi everybody, I'm Abba Wagensberg. Thank you for joining me and happy Hanukkah. Before this beautiful holiday concludes, I'd like to share with you something that I saw that I found fascinating. The Maharal makes a comment to say that the primary celebration of Hanukkah is the military victory that we experienced on the battlefield. He proves this by saying that had we not won that war, there would have been very little benefit to having the candles last for 8 days, because the Greeks would have still been oppressing us, making these harsh decrees preventing us from fulfilling the will of God. Therefore, the Maharal concludes to say that the primary celebration of Hanukkah is on the victory at war. That's why the primary focus of the Ahanisim thanks Hashem for that very victory. However, says the Maharal that because a person could still make the mistake to think that it was in the realm of something natural that we won that war. You might be wondering, how could that be natural if all the odds were stacked against us? It is because, says the Maharal, people could still argue to say that this is the nature of the world. When you have a people that are cornered, caged in like an animal, and their very life is being threatened, their very existence is being questioned, something happens with that nation. The adrenaline starts to pump, and it brings out those talents and the strategies, and it's happened over time where maybe smaller armies were victorious over larger ones because they felt they had an attitude of we better win or else we have no other choice. So therefore, since people might attribute and credit themselves with the victory at war, it was our adrenaline, it was our talents, it was our strategies. Because of that, Hashem performed another miracle on Hanukkah, that of the candles. There's no way of explaining how one flask of oil that only had enough fuel to last for one day lasts for 8 days, other than a transcendent miracle. It just doesn't happen in the natural realm. Could you imagine a gas station? You fill up your tank and you can drive around for an entire year not needing to refill your gas tank. Could you imagine what the lines would be like at that gas station? Could you imagine the prices that they would charge? It simply doesn't happen that way in the natural world. A certain amount of fuel can only last a certain amount of time. How then did one flask of oil with only enough barely for one day last for 8 days? The only way to understand that was that Hashem performed something supernatural, a transcendent miracle. Says the Maharal, Hashem performed that miracle by the candles to kind of shed light on the other miracle by the war. The same one that performed the miracle of the candles performed the miracle on the battlefield, in order to teach us that what happened on that battlefield was nothing short of a miracle. It was God's involvement, and we credit Hashem with the victory, not our own ingenious, not our own strategies, not our own adrenaline or whatever else people attribute their victories to. The holiday of Hanukkah leaves us with a very powerful message, and that is God is working with us, for us, within the realm of nature. That no matter what's happening around us, we have to realize it's all miraculous. As the Ramban mentions in Parshas Bo, that there's no such thing as nature unto itself. Nature is really a host of miracles, a continuum of miracles that the human eye has grown accustomed to, and we have to realize that Hashem is involved in performing miracles for us on a constant basis. Hearts beating in our chests and breath coming into our lungs, and the ability to see with these two eyeball cameras in color. Every single thing is actually a miracle. We call it nature. When you think about it, it's actually miraculous. And hopefully this could be the takeaway message as the holiday of Hanukkah comes to a conclusion. We don't have to stop celebrating the message of Hanukkah. We can take that light with us throughout the rest of the year, burning bright, illuminating our eyes to realize Hashem is with us in every situation, in every set of circumstance, on the personal level and on the national level. And when we take this message with us, we are carrying the torch and the light of Channukah throughout the rest of the year. We should all be blessed to have our lives truly illuminate with this understanding that God is with us every step of the way, and with that hopefully deserve to see soon the coming of the Mashiach and the building of the Beis Hamikdash, and together witness the Kohen Gadol light those candles of the menorah once again, speedily in our days. Thanks for joining me. This has been Abba Wagensberg, and a very happy Hanukkah and a beautiful year.